Hello 8th class students, this is your chapter number 11 of your NCERT book Science, chapter Force and Pressure. Here I am giving you the important questions of this chapter. Before this we have done the NCERT solutions of this chapter, and in this video we are discussing some very important questions. So my dear students of class 8, your first question is, what is the name of the instrument used to measure atmospheric pressure? What do you mean by this question? What is the name of the instrument used to measure atmospheric pressure? Write down the name of that instrument. Answer is very simple. For measuring the atmospheric pressure, the instrument which is used is known as barometer. Next is question number 2. Give 2 examples of contact forces. Now, this is very important to know what are contact forces. The forces which are in contact, like muscular force, frictional force, both the objects they are in contact. That is why we call them contact forces. So, the 2 examples of contact forces are muscular force and frictional force. You must know what is muscular force, the force of your muscles. Next is question number 3. What is a force Very simple question. How to define the force? A push or a pull is known as force. Whether we are pushing the objects and they move, it means force is applied. So, a push or a pull on an object is known as force. Next is our question number 4. Now there are various types of forces. When we are talking about contact forces, we are naming them as muscular force and frictional force. Other forces are also there: electrostatic force, magnetic force. Now in question number 4, you have to give the answer that what is the SI unit of pressure. Now you must know that SI units are standard units. Throughout world we are using them. A uniformity is there in SI units. So what is the SI unit of pressure? This is very important to know. The SI unit of pressure is Pascal and the symbol is PA, capital P and small a. This is your 5th question. At least how many objects are needed to apply a force? When we are applying a force, how many objects are needed? This is the question. So at least minimum number of objects we need are 2 objects. Okay? Very general question is this. But many times students make mistake. So keep remembering 2 objects are needed to apply a force. Next is question number 6. Why it is easier to walk on soft sand? Why it is easier to walk on soft sand if we have flat shoes? Very important question and very easy answer. Why it is easier to walk on soft sand if we have flat shoes rather than shoes with sharp heels. Sharp heels, or you may say whether the shoes have pencil heels. So why it is easier to walk on soft sand with flat shoes? Now your answer is When we are wearing the flat shoes, the maximum area of the shoes surface area is in contact with the sand. So there is less pressure. But when we are talking about pencil heels or sharp heels, then the contact area of the shoes, the surface area becomes very less, which results in very high pressure. Because what is pressure? Pressure is your force upon area. So if area is large in case of flat shoes, pressure is minimum. So you can walk on sand easily. But when your shoes they have pencil heels, you can't walk because due to large pressure the heels may sink into the sand. So, a flat shoe has a greater area in contact with the soft ground. Due to this, the flat shoes do not sink much in soft sand because they have low pressure. Okay? And it is very easy to walk on sand with the flat shoes. You can do this in your practical life also. Just go for it. Have flat shoes, then try to walk on the sand. And at the same time, try the pencil heels over the sand. You come to know in a better way that how the pencil heels they sink in the sand and flat shoes are easier to walk on the sand area. The logic behind this question is that your formula of pressure is force upon area. Higher the force applied, higher will be the pressure, but if the area is more, then pressure is less. And the area of contact is less, then pressure is more. All these questions, they are very simple to understand. The basic behind this question is your common sense and the knowledge of the facts that what is pressure, how it is related with the area. Such type of questions are very important in your further classes, in class 9th also. There you may find more question on pressure, thrust. Now next is your question number 7. What are the two states of motion? There are two states of motion. One is the state of rest when object is not moving, and other one is state of motion when object is moving. Next, question number 8. What are the effects of force on an object? Now, this question is very easy. In daily life, you experience a lot of things which comes under the examples of effects of forces. For example, you can change the state of an object. If you are kicking a football, then it comes under the state of motion from the state of rest. In second point, force changes the speed. It changes the speed. For example, while driving a car, if you are moving fast, and while kicking a ball, if you are kicking hard, then the speed changes, the force changes the direction also, force changes the shape also. Your mother's daily roll chapatis for you. Now look how the floor, dry floor, became the dough, and by rolling the chapati, you have different shapes. Simply the result of applied forces. Now next question number 9 is, what do you mean by pressure? Now I am writing here the formula of pressure, that is force upon area. So the force applied per unit area is known as pressure. Next is question number 10. Do liquids and gases exerts pressure? Of course, yes. Like solids, liquids and gases also exert pressure. Air in the balloons, liquefied gas LPG in cylinders are the best examples. Next is question number 11. What is atmospheric pressure? What is atmosphere? Now the blanket or envelope of air surrounding us is known as atmosphere. Next, question number 12. Write down the SI unit of pressure, that is 1 Pascal is equal to what? Very important question. SI unit of pressure 1 Pascal is equal to Newton per meter square. As you know, the great scientist Newton, who gave us the laws of gravitation. Next is question number 13. What is meant by atmospheric pressure? Now, as you know that atmosphere is envelope of air surrounding us, and the pressure exerted by this atmosphere, that is known as atmospheric pressure. So answer is the weight of air acting per unit area is known as atmospheric pressure. Next is question number 14. What do you mean by the term magnitude? Again, this is a very important question. Magnitude means, listen carefully, magnitude means strength. Strength of force is known as magnitude. So the strength of a force is usually expressed by its magnitude. Now the last question of this video is question number 15. What is the similarity between electrostatic and magnetic forces? Now they have two great similarities. Both the electrostatic and magnetic forces, they are non-contact forces, means they are not in contact. The objects are not in contact. And second one is both are attractive as well as repulsive forces. In case of electrostatic, like charges repel and unlike attract, and in magnetic, like poles repel and unlike poles attract each other. These are your important questions of chapter number 11. I hope you enjoyed the video a lot. Thank you. Have a nice day.